Welcome back, children. Now, you know that in the previous videos, we discussed that the author was trying to arrange the marriage of Ranga. In the beginning, he told about his village, the location of his village, why the cartographer did not locate the Hoshahalli in the map, and then the taste of mangoes, which were very sour, and then the creeper, which was the leaf of that which plant was used for food. Then the narrator told about the Ranga who returned from city after getting education, and who was still the same person who went to city to study. Now when he discussed with Ranga, when he came to the home of narrator in the evening, that when do you want to get married? So Ranga replied in negative. Now the author decided that anyhow he will arrange the marriage of Ranga, because he was a nice boy. He could be a nice husband. Ramarao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her, and she the most suitable bride for him. So one person was there in the village, Ramarao, whose niece had come to the village, who was a good singer, a homely lady. So the author thought that I should arrange the marriage of the girl with Ranga, because she was the most suitable bride. Since I was a frequent visitor to Ramarao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name, Ratna. It was. The very next morning, I went to their house and told Ramarao's wife, I'll send some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. Ratna came. It was a Friday, so she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga while she was singing the song, Krishnamurti, in front of my eyes. Ranga reached the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want the singing to stop, but was curious to see the singer. Carefully, he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and, seeing a stranger there, abruptly stopped. Since the author usually visited Ramarao's house, so that day he went there and saw the girl, Ratna, the name of the girl with whom he wanted to get Ranga married. So he told Ramarao's wife that send Ratna to my house. I will send some buttermilk. So Ratna came next day. It was Friday, and she was wearing a grand sari because it was Friday. So the author requested Ratna to sing a song. So Ratna started singing the song Krishnamurti, which is for the praise of the god. And in the meantime, the author arranged and he called Ranga. So Ranga came to the author's house and he started listening the song. He could not dare to footstep inside. He stopped and listened. Ranga did not want that the song should stop. But the light which was coming through the chink of the door, it blocked. And Ratna looked up, and as she saw the stranger in front of her, she abruptly stopped singing. Suppose you buy the best quality mango. You eat it slowly, souring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent to me? He asked as he came in and sat on a chair. So a little funny moment here. Author makes fun of Ranga as he says that suppose you have got a quality mango and you are eating it slowly and eating its juicy flesh and suddenly it falls from your hand. How do you feel? Same was the reaction of Ranga, because Ranga's face showed the same disappointment. And then Ranga asked, "You sent for me?" He asked the author as he came in and sat on a chair. Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. "Let me leave." Words, mere words. The fellow said he would leave but did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kali Yuga? Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. After a while, Ranga asked, "Who is that girl, Swami? Who's that inside?" The lion wanted to know. The he-goat, who had taken shelter in the temple, replied, "Does it matter who I am? I'm a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Like the he-goat, I said, "What does it matter to either of us? Who is she? I'm already married and you aren't the marrying kind." So Ranga had already entered in the inside. Ratna was standing at a distance. Ranga was continuously looking at her. When once eyes met and he looked very embarrassed. So at that point, the author thought that now I should interrupt. And in the meantime, Ranga said, "Oh, sorry, because I came in, that's why the singing stopped. So I want to leave." But the author knew those were mere words. It was not the reality. Ranga did not want to move. And then he says, how can one expect that in those days of Kali Yuga, the words will match actions? Now Ratna ran inside. She was overcome by shyness. And then Ranga asked curiously, "Who is that girl? Who is that inside?" Now again, a little bit fun here. The lion wanted to know. Who is the lion here? You just guess this time. I will tell you later on. The he-goat, who had taken shelter in the temple, replied, "Does it matter who I am? I'm a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Children, Children, have you guessed who is the lion here? Who is the he goat here? Yes, definitely. The lion is Ranga and the he goat is the author. And that's why he says that he goat has taken shelter at the temple and the he goat had eaten 9 lions. It means the he goat or the author had arranged marriage of 9 persons. So like the he goat, the author replied, I'm already married and you're not the marrying kind. Means I'm already married and you don't want to marry, as you said yourself. Actually, the author wanted to enhance the curiosity again in the Ranga's mind. Very hopefully he asked, she isn't married then? His voice did not betray the excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left saying, I must go. I have work at home. I went towards Sastri the next morning and told him, keep everything ready to read the stars. I'll come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. I found no change in Ranga when I met him that afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought. I said, nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong. Believe me. Headache. Come, let's go and see a doctor. So, with great hope, Ranga asked the narrator, is she married? No, he didn't ask. He asked, isn't she married? Now, the voice of Ranga showed excitement. And the author, in his curious move or the plan to increase the excitement, said, she was married a year ago. And now the face of Ranga shriveled like a roasted brinjal. And then Ranga said, I have work at home, I am leaving. And next day in the morning, this author went to the Sastri. Sastri means to the Brahmin who used to arrange the marriage, or you can say the astrologer also, and says, yes, you keep your everything ready to read the stars. I'll come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. Means the author gave tuitions. Means he told, or you can say he planned everything and said to Shastri what you all have to speak when I will come again with Ranga. So after tutoring the Shastri in the afternoon, he met Ranga, and Ranga's face was again the same, shy and then lost. Author asked, what's happened to you? Do you have headache? Come on, let's go to the doctor. Ranga replied, I have no headache. I am usual self. So actually, author was teasing Ranga, but his teasing was in a positive manner. So Ranga replied, I have no headache. Come on, I'm fine. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on, but I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. So now the author again started teasing and said that I was going through the same condition when I was going to choose a girl for marriage. And that's the reason why your present condition is just like this. Ranga stared at the author. Come, let's go and see the Sastri. I suggested, we will find out whether Guru and Sastri are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Sastri saw me, he exclaimed, "What a surprise, Shyama! Haven't seen you for a long time." Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. So now, author changed the topic and said, okay, come on, let's go to Sastri, the Brahmin. And without any complaint, Ranga followed the narrator or the author. As the author reached the Sastri's house, he said, "So long, Shyama, haven't seen you for a long time." And then the author reveals his name. He says, Shyama is none other than the narrator of this story. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning, Sastri? Completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me." Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. So, suddenly, the author got angry and he shouted, "What? Only this morning? Oh my God, what happened? What the narrator had done? He himself disclosed his plot, or he was himself going to disclose the plot, because suddenly came out from his mouth, only this morning." And then Sastri completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me. So, only this morning was said by the author, and then Sastri completed sentence. Only this morning you finished your work and now free to visit me. So, it was the intelligence or witty nature of the Sastri who actually controlled the situation. Otherwise, entire truth would have been revealed in front of Ranga. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains. So plans would have been destroyed. Sastri turned to Ranga. When did the young son of our accountant's clerk came home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that he visits us. Take out your paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall you put your science of astrology to the test? So very quickly, Shyama, now I can say the author is Shyama. So please keep in mind the name of the author of this chapter is Shyama. So quickly Shyama said to Sastri, take out your books of astrology and find out, because Ranga had some questions in his mind. There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Sastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cowries, and a book of Palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours is an ancient science, Ayya. There's a story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a Hari Katha, which allows you to tell me story within a story. You may get bored. I'll tell it to you some other time." Sastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga did not know. "Never mind," Sastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It's about a girl?" I had been controlling my laughter all this while, but now I burst out laughing. I turned to Ranga, exactly what I had said. "Who is the girl? It was your humble servant who asked the question." Sastri thought for a while before replying. She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. Kamla, maybe. So in an authoritative tone, Shyama or the author said to Sastri, "Come on, take out your books and start telling. So Shastri replied that arts is an ancient science. Means he started praising the astrology science. And he said, arts is an ancient science. There's a story behind it. But actually, I'm not going to tell you a story inside a story. So what was the story inside the story? The story, first story was about the question in the Ranga's mind, which he wanted to know. And the story inside the story was about the, you can say, importance of astrology. So he said that, the Shastri said that, I'm not going to tell you a story inside the story. So there's not a Harikatha inside. Harikatha means God's story. So Shastri moved his lips very fast and his fingers and counted his fingers, and he asked, what's your sun sign? Ranga did not know. So Shastri indicated this with a shake of head. He just, okay, no problem, never mind. And then he did some more calculations, and then in a serious tone he said, it's about a girl. Actually, in the meantime, Shama, or the author, was trying to control his laughter. But suddenly his laughter burst out and he turned to Ranga. Exactly what I had said. Who is the girl? Shama said to Ranga. And he was laughing too. Because actually it was his plan only which was working out. Shastri again made the problem more complicated. Little bit, but to increase the curiosity. Girl's name could be Kamla, maybe Pachi Moss. Must it be Moss if it's not a Kamla? Why not Pearl or Ratna, the precious stone? Ratna, the girl in Rama Rao's house, is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiations bearing fruit? So after telling 2-3 names, Shastri told the name of Ratna. And then the author burst out, yes, Rama Rao's niece. And then he asked, is there any chance of Ranga getting married to her? Definitely, he said. After thinking for some time, there was surprise on Ranga's face and some happiness. I noticed it. But that girl is married, I said. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I only told you what our Shastra indicated, Shastri said. So, when Ratna's name was told by Shastri, Ranga's face showed some signs of surprise and some signs of happiness. Happiness because now some possibility was there, and surprise because he knew that Ratna was married. Same was repeated by Shama, that but that girl is married. So Shastri said, I don't know that. There may be some other girl who is suitable, but the name would be Ratna only. We left the place. On the way past by Rama Rao's house, Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out a minute later. So on the way to home, Shama went to Ratna's house alone, and Ranga was standing outside. And after a minute, he came out. Surprising, this girl isn't married, it seems. Someone told me the other day that she was. What Shastri told us has turned out to be true. After all, but Rangappa, I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. Swear on the name of Madhavacharya and tell me, is it true what Shastri said? So after a minute he came out and then bursted out with surprise and excitement. Oh my God, the girl Ratna isn't married. But somebody told me 1-2 days back. But swear on the name of Madhavacharya. He again teased Ranga that I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. Means I know that you are thinking of the girl Ratna. I don't know whether anyone else would have been direct. Ranga admitted. There is greater truth in that Shastras than we imagine. What he said is absolutely true. Sastri was at the well when I went there that evening. I said, "So, Sastri Gale, you repeated everything I had taught you without giving rise to any suspicion. What a marvelous Sastri yours is." He didn't like it at all. So, Ranga also admitted that he also wanted to get married to Ratna. In the evening, Shama met Sastri at the well, and in a funny tone he said, "Sastri ji, very well, Sastri ji, you repeated everything what I had tutored you, and your sastras are very nice. But instead of replying back in a funny tone, Sastri got angry. And why did he get angry? Because actually it was indirect blame to his sastras. It was indirect disrespect of his sastras. What are you saying? What you said to me was what I could have found out myself from the Shastras. Don't forget, I developed on the hints you had given me. Tell me, is this what a decent may says? So, the Shama or the author said to Sastri that actually it was my hints which had helped you out, and the problem was solved. Then Rangba had come the other day to invite me for the dinner. What's the occasion? I said. It's Shama's birthday. He is 3. Children, time had flown away. Rangappa came to Shama's house. Shama, the author of this chapter. And he wanted to invite Shama for dinner. So Shama asked, what's the occasion? It's Shama's birthday. He is 3. Now, who's Shama I am talking about? Shama 1, Shama 2. Now there are 2 Shamas. Means Rangappa came to Shama or the author and he said, it's Shama's birthday. He is 3. Yes, you are guessing right. Actually, Rangappa got married to Ratna and now he was blessed with a child. And he kept the name of the author. And his son's name was also Shama, who was now 3 years old. And now he was inviting the author to the birthday party of his son. It's not a nice name, Shama. I said, I'm like a dark piece of oil cake. Why did you have to give that golden child of yours such a name? What a childish couple you are, Ratna and you. So Shama a little bit got sad. He said, Ranga, Shama means dark color. I am a dark piece of cake, oil cake. But your child is golden colored or white colored. Why did you give such a name to your child? You are a childish couple, Ratna and you. I know. It is the English custom of naming a child after someone you like. Your wife is 8 months now. Who is there to help your mother to cook? So, Shama the author was and means he was a knowledgeable person also. He himself said, I know that it is the English custom, English tradition that we keep the name of the child after someone you like. Your wife is 8 months pregnant now. Means the wife of Ranga was again pregnant. She was expecting her second child. Who is there to help your mother to cook? So Shama or the author asked that who is there to help your mother to cook? My sister has come with her, Ranga replied. I went there for dinner. Shyama rushed to me when I walked in and put his arms round my legs. I kissed him on his cheek and placed a ring on his tiny little finger. So the narrator went there to Ranga's house for dinner, and as he was there, Shyama, the little child of 3 years old, came and put his arms around Ranga's legs. Shyama's legs. So Shyama, or the author, kissed him and gave a little, tiny little, and a ring on his little finger. Allow me to take your leave, readers. I'm always here, ready to serve you. You are not bored, I hope. So at last, the narrator asks us, now let me ask you for leave, but I'm always ready to serve you. I think you are not bored, I hope. So children, a very fascinating and interesting story, funny also. I think you liked it. So that's all in this story. And keep working, keep studying, and don't forget your goals and ambitions. Thank you.